Oh man, one man band wasn't Hell in a Cell just great?
Oh man, I was so happy about the results.
Oh man, oof. Come on, man.
You know, you could say the Hell in a Cell was awesome.
Awesome!
Welcome to TFS Pod, otherwise known as the View Show Podcast. It's 24/7 Lou, and that's
It's Ric-Hard, and gosh, was it so rewarding to see my boy Miz get a second Money in the Bank contract.
and that's
The one-man band and the one time I don't choose Randy Orton. God, the one time.
It's all right. It's all right. Everybody gets points except I forget who.
Oh. Yeah, so here we are, folks. So welcome to TFS Pod, otherwise known as the View Show Podcast. Number one show on YouTube, number one show in your heart, and very excellent prediction show with the best storylines predictions ever. Where we go for the home run, or not, we go home with a 0 loss.
That's right, Lou.
me.
I came to play, and there's a price to pay.
So as you can see, we're talking about Hell in a Cell recap. We had our prediction show. And yeah, Ric-Hard, bring up the scoreboard.
Well, Lou, since you bring it up, on the unweighted scoreboard, scores haven't changed. We're still at 4 points for you, Lou, 9 points for me, 3 for one-man band, and 0 for everyone else since it was a tie. However, on the weighted scoreboard, which took place in effect after WrestleMania this year, you and me now are tied at 8 points apiece, right at the top, and then close behind, with his comeback story of the year, One Man Band is at 6 points, Jay Fuse at 2, and you got Big Al and Rhino at 1 point apiece, and then Bogey's got a 0.
Huh.
You got a big bogey.
Some things just don't change.
Yeah, indeed.
So yeah, you guys predicted that show very well, and you took the night.
Almost to a T. Oh,
Both of you
Yeah.
won. But I want to mention one thing about you guys winning. I was looking up something about information on like the shortest championship reigns, and I think they should add both of your names on there, like
okay.
along with the likes of Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, John Cena, who held it for 3 minutes and 33 seconds, or maybe Yokozuna, who held it for 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Or even the great Andre the Giant, who held it for 1 minute and 48 seconds. They should add in there the one-man band and Ric-Hard because they're going to be the shortest reigning champions. I'm just want to throw that out there.
Okay. All right. TFS 24/7 title.
All right.
Co-champs, baby. That's right.
Shortest reigning co-champs. I'm coming back.
It's all good.
Hey, I just want to point out, this is unrelated, but I want to point this out. It would be a whole different story if we had also done predictions on Bound for Glory. But someone who will go unnamed didn't want to do predictions.
How do you know you're going to win? You act like you were going to win that. How are you acting like that? But anyway, let's get back on track here.
We digress.
We're talking about Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell and the matches. Okay, you know what? I want one man to explain this one because that's the one that changed everything for me. But he made the call, and he had a long story along with that one. Tell us about that matchup with Otis and The Miz.
Well, so Otis and The Miz, of course, we kind of saw the writing on the wall to a degree, with Otis kind of just being on autopilot of sorts. But I know we did not see this coming where Tucker turned his back on Otis, and
yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy. I didn't expect that to happen. Even Miz was kind of like, "Whoa,"
Yeah. He didn't know what to go with.
Yeah.
I had an inkling of it, though. I can't say I had an inkling of it before the match. It was during the match when Morrison got on the apron, and Tucker didn't do anything about it.
No.
That's when I kind of started thinking, wait a second, like, hold on.
But
What's going on?
Ric-Hard and One Man Band. I want to know how you guys figured that into your predictions, which was like 3 days before the match itself that we saw it. How did you guys reach to that?
So for me, it's just I looked at the Miz's history, and I looked at when he won Money in the Bank in 2010, and it just so conveniently happens that it's around the 10-year anniversary of him winning it. So it was just kind of just too good to be true. Where I saw, Randy Orton is a part of this storyline as well because he cashed in on Randy Orton in 2010. So, which I believe wasn't it in Survivor Series that he cashed in on it?
It was on a Raw. It was on a Raw.
It was on a Raw. Yeah. That's what it was on a Raw. I think it was
on a Raw. It was right after, if I'm not mistaken, Survivor Series. Cena had cost Orton or cost Wade Barrett the title in a special guest referee at Survivor Series.
That's correct. That's right.
Wade Barrett got a rematch after firing Cena, quotation marks. And
that's right.
Cena comes out, costs Barrett the match.
That's right.
Nexus comes out, beats up Orton, and then they chase off John Cena.
That's right. And that's when
Miz cashes in.
That's right. So that is correct. Good retention.
I saw it on TV live, and I was super excited.
I did too. Actually, I remember that. Miz Girl pops up and yeah. That's where I kind of drew the conclusion. I said to myself, I think the Miz is gonna get his comeuppance because I know the Miz he's been towing the company line for a while now, man.
Yeah, doing the shows that he has. Yeah, two shows going on.
He's just been everything he's been touching. Yeah, everything he's been touching turns to gold, man. I mean, he's got the successful shows. He's got he's had great Intercontinental title runs, and I think honestly, I think WWE finally said, you know what, like this guy, we really need to hook him up because he's just been stellar for us. So look, and I said to myself, I think it's time. I really think it's time. I keep saying that his time was the end of last year. Like going
when he was co-best in the world with Shane McMahon.
Yeah, when him and Daniel Bryan, that should have been the storyline. Daniel Bryan is a heel, and Miz as a face. Miz as a face, I know is not he's not the like as good as he is as a heel, but it's just that Daniel Bryan was doing so good as the environmental champion.
Yeah.
You needed to keep that going and have the Miz go over on him. That would have been great. But we got the Kofi Kingston story, which is still great. Don't get me wrong. So, but look, it looks like they're going to do it now. I mean, and I still stand by what I said earlier in the predictions. I still stand by that, by the way.
All right, he's going to cash in on Orton?
Yeah, or
without a doubt. I'm almost positive he's going to cash in on Orton. He mentioned it on Raw.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's go back to Hell in a Cell. So we had
which is might I say is a sign that WWE listens to our show.
Yeah,
very true. But and unfortunately, listen to your guys' predictions.
Well, Lou,
unfortunate for me,
they clearly like someone's ideas better.
Oh, all right. So going back to Hell in a Cell. So yeah, we had that match, but I know I jumped out of order. But I just want to get that out there because that was a very good prediction.
No, it's okay, Lou. We can forgive you for getting the pre-show match. What's this guy's name? Oh man,
Gulak.
All right, our Truth and Drew Gulak. Yeah, Gulak should be doing way better.
Well, that's another story. Yeah, but now going back to Hell in a Cell and the way the matches were going on, we had the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. And that was we knew how that was gonna go, but
Look, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this because I've seen most of the other reviews on this match, and everybody's giving it a 5-star match or something. I hate to say it, part of a match's appeal has to do with unpredictability.
Yeah.
If you go into there and you're like, this guy stands no chance.
Yeah.
Like that hurts it for me. But everyone's like, oh, the storytelling. The storytelling was spot on, but you need to be. You need. This is WWE. You need to have the feeling that anything can happen. I didn't get the feeling. Jey Uso. Sorry, I almost called him Jimmy Uso. So, that's how invested I was in the match.
Josh.
the performance was well done, but I didn't go in there thinking, yeah, Jey Uso has a chance of winning. At no point in the match did I watch it and say, yeah, he has a chance of winning. No.
Yeah, that was...
Nope.
Yeah, no chance.
And it makes it, at the end, it makes it a good match. No chance in hell in a cell. At the end of the day, it makes it a good match, but I wouldn't give it a perfect 5 stars.
No question.
Yeah, it was good for theater, I guess.
Yeah. I would say...
At the end and all that, which I guess we'll see that. We're recording this on Thursday, just full disclosure, so we'll hear something about that on Friday on SmackDown, which you would have seen already if you already heard this, if you're hearing this. But yeah, moving on to...
I'm predicting on SmackDown, which is going to sound ridiculous, because we're not putting points on this, by the way, so I can make as many predictions as I want. I'm thinking Reigns is going to face a challenge from... I don't know why, but I want to say Matt Riddle, and then the Usos are just going to beat him down.
Matt Riddle's on Raw.
Is he on Raw? Really?
Yeah, he lost to, what do you call it? To AJ Styles.
Yeah.
This past
Damn, that's right. Who the heck's on SmackDown? There's nobody on SmackDown to fight him.
Seth Rollins?
Nah, Seth Rollins isn't going to do that. Seth Rollins is still a heel. They're not going to turn him face. You cannot turn Seth Rollins face after he takes out people's eyes. Come on.
Well, worse has happened.
Kevin
Nah, you got to have some time away, which is what they're going to go with. Seth Rollins takes some time away. Kevin Owens comes to mind. Yeah, Kevin Owens comes to mind, and he's probably going to... He plays the story well. He plays the story well when he's the underdog, and you're not sure if he'll win.
But
which isn't to say, it's not to say that I think Owens has a chance. Reigns is going to have that title for a while. But, yeah, Owens is probably the next person in line to face him.
All right, so now going back to Hell in a Cell, what was the next big match that we had in there, Ric-Hard?
It was Jeff Hardy versus Elias, which wasn't a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
And ended in a DQ.
All right, so... And we all picked Elias, and the last one just...
Oh yeah, he won by DQ, which makes, he won by falling to the floor after getting hit with a guitar. That was the match.
Yeah. Can't say anything about that one.
Yeah, no, he that was an advertisement for his new album. It's going to be a smashing success.
And next match we had?
Sasha Banks versus Bayley in what is more, in my opinion, the star match of the night.
Yeah.
That was the match that took it for me for the night. I thought they did a stellar performance. That was storytelling told over years,
Mm-hmm.
And we all picked Sasha Banks.
And we all picked Sasha Banks, and I joked while watching it live that I was like, man, why didn't I pick Bayley? And Lou was like, do you want to change it on the fly? I said no.
Be glad you didn't.
Trying to get that point.
No, yeah, for the points, right, Lou? Hashtag FTP. But yeah, Sasha Banks, well-deserved win, and I remember Lou saying something witty. What was it?
What do you mean winning? I don't know.
You said something witty after Sasha Banks won. You were like, "Yay, Sasha Banks wins." She loses it next week on.
Oh yeah. Yet to be seen on SmackDown in a few hours.
Oh gosh. Ooh. Oh boy. Okay.
So let's cross our fingers. Hope that doesn't happen. But
yeah,
you heard it here first.
Right? Yep. Heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Okay. So. And next matchup that we had?
Well, we had the second unannounced match made, which was Bobby Lashley versus, as Shelton Benjamin put it, the one with the stupid mask. That was such a great line, and just you could tell there was the intent to bury them right in that line.
Mm-hmm.
How about we face the one with the stupid mask? Both MVP and Cedric Alexander, they all look at him, And he's like, how about we face Slapjack? And they're like, okay. And Bobby Lashley demolished Slapjack, and then Retribution came out and started beating him up. That was it.
Yeah. And then
it's pretty apparent they're burying Retribution. Yeah, Hurt Business came out, and then they ran away.
They're making them look silly right now.
All right, next match.
Real silly.
The next match, the big one.
No. Let's not move on. Because I want to point this out. Retribution had a potential to be a really big deal.
Yeah.
Could have been something.
Mm-hmm.
Ali could have been in the main event. And they just didn't do it. Do it. What's he doing now? They got destroyed by the Fiend, who immediately forgot about them, and is now in the title picture. And the Hurt Business is just winning every time over them. It's such a shame. I would say that. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but
no, I agree. I agree.
They some of those guys, and Mia Yim deserve better.
Yeah, I wonder who's behind the mask of Slapjack.
Oh, Shane Thorne, I think.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. What a name. Oof.
I've heard different variations on that name. Slapdick or Slapjack.
No, oof. Poor guy.
So anyway, now can we move on to the next match, the big match?
Yes, we could talk about the main event, which I think was the proper main event this time.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, Hell in a Cell. So there's a couple tropes in the match that happened that, rightfully so, people have pointed out and said, what was the point of this?
Mm-hmm.
One of them included is Orton pulls out the bolt cutters, opens the door, and just decides to go up the cell just because.
Yeah.
And Drew McIntyre chases him, and the whole plan was to hit him with a metal bar, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then he doesn't try to throw him or anything. He just, all right, now I'm going to climb down. That was a little forced.
Yeah. And then just for that big drop in front of the announcer's desk. So.
It's always a good spot to do. I thought it was cool.
If it's not Shane, I don't believe it.
I mean, I don't think anybody's tried to do the Shane spot with the new cell. The new cell is substantially higher.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Than the old one.
That Twister cell was really high.
So, yeah. Twisted stuff. I'm glad that's catching on.
Yeah.
So that was our match. But I want to ask One Man Band now. How should it have ended, One Man Band?
Well, my opinion is it should have ended in a no contest, a la WrestleMania 31. Or what I mean by that is both people are laid out, and all of a sudden you just hear the earlier Money in the Bank winner just pop up, awesome, and just come through.
Yep.
Have a little bit of a scuffle. Like one of them comes back and pulls the SmackDown versus Raw 2011 and has like a desperation attack and, tries to do something, but the Miz just too smart. Skull crushing finale, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Miz is your champ. And then what would happen throughout the weeks? It'll be Randy Orton pissed off because he's like, that was my title. And all that. And Drew McIntyre, of course, could be in the mix, And what would end up happening is the Miz would give Drew McIntyre a rematch clause. Even though I think when somebody cashes in and they win it against somebody, like, there's no rematch clause anymore, right?
Yeah, they got rid of the rematch clause back in, I believe, around the same time that they wanted to implement the wild card rule to shake things up.
Yeah. Okay,
Wait,
so
rematch clause after you win, right?
It's supposed to be the former champ gets one rematch automatically. I think the McMahons got rid of it after they got rid of Corbin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more so when it was.
All right. So let's just say for argument's sake, let's say that they give They give McIntyre a rematch. Let's say Survivor Series, and then you have. I know the TLC is supposed to be in December. So let's say you give Drew McIntyre one more shot, and then it doesn't go that way, and then it becomes Miz and Orton at let's say a Royal Rumble, and then basically the way that I would have liked to have seen it happen was it ends up becoming a triple threat at WrestleMania, and then have Orton win the belt again.
That's way too much long-term booking.
It is.
That it's not a WrestleMania match. I don't think.
You don't think so?
Now, what I will say is, and this further now, mind you guys, maybe this is just my ego talking, but I think the way that match was done purposely was done to tease the fact that how our predictions were made. Notice how many times we had McIntyre hits the signature. The cell door has long been open for some time now, and Orton rolls out of the ring, and McIntyre's not capable of like really recuperating and taking advantage of that. Right? He's just laid out in the ring. The pause. There was a good 30 to 40 seconds where somebody's entrance music could have hit, and Miz could have came out, and I'm just like. Oh, I was on the edge of my seat because I said, "Oh my God, one-man band's going to take the point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm going to walk away with nothing."
Yeah, I would have been cracking up.
And it just didn't happen. And I'm like, man, they really are listening to what we're saying right now because that's just blatant teasing. And then they did the same thing with Orton on the RKO, if I'm not mistaken. He hit the RKO and they waited a good bit. And then he got the pin.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? But overall, I think what we're looking at here is Miz cashes in on Orton. We're probably, I don't know what they're going with The Fiend getting involved now. We're probably going to see a triple threat match in that regard for Survivor Series, if not a champion versus champion match. Oh yeah, there is a champion versus champion match for Survivor Series.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
All right, folks, listen in. This is prediction time.
Survivor Series.
Vince, listen in.
Survivor Series, the last couple of years for the champion versus champion match, we've seen a lot of last minute changes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The week before. So, Orton's the champ, right?
Right.
And he's supposed to face Reigns. Now, I've seen that match. I'm sure some of you guys have already seen that match too. It's not exactly the best match or best story that could be told.
Mm.
And the last 2 years before a champion versus champion match, the week before, they've actually seen a title change happen.
Mm-hmm.
In 2018, when it was supposed to be Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar, we ended up seeing AJ Styles win it in the UK right before on SmackDown, and he went to go fight Brock Lesnar. In 2019, it was supposed to be AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar Part 2. We got Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, which tore the house down, by the way.
Yes, it did.
That was an amazing match. Now, what if we get chicken shit heel Miz in prime form, win the title off of Orton on a Raw, almost 10 years to the day, and then walk into Survivor Series to face Reigns, and naturally probably get beaten up.
Yep.
And then from there you got your standard storytelling. McIntyre versus Orton versus Miz, TLC. In December, McIntyre goes on to say he's going to win the Rumble again, and he gets thwarted by returning nemesis Brock Lesnar.
Ooh.
Yeah, the inverse effect. Who's
Oh,
thinking?
boy.
Who's thinking about that? McIntyre's looking like a house of fire in the ring. Around the same number, Lesnar's music hits, and he eliminates McIntyre to set up that rivalry.
Interesting. I like that.
And then you got the rematch that should have been with fans in attendance at Mania without the title on the line, but it can still be a big deal.
All right. Well,
I'm with it.
in wrapping up this recap of Hell in the Cell 2020, I want to say you guys congratulations on your picks. Good game there. Unfortunately, I did want to see what One Man Band had at the end. Did happen on the match?
Yeah, we all know you wanted to retain the championship without me getting close to your score. We know what this is about.
So, since we're wrapping up here the show, I want to give you guys a full 5 minutes of your closing speech. Here we go. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, guys. Give me a good speech right there.
Well,